but it sounds like we may have the verdict right now. The jury is in the room, and the judge, you see them talking to the jury right now, so let's listen in.
And did you sign and date the verdict form?
Yes.
Can you leave it in the manila folder? Ms. McCallum will come and collect it from you. Exactly. Dr. Konig, can you stand as the clerk of the court reads the verdict of the jury?
Case number 1 CPC-25-00000373, State of Hawaii versus Gerhardt Konig. We, the jury in this case, finds the defendant guilty of attempted manslaughter based upon extreme mental or emotional disturbance, dated 4/8/26 by the foreperson.
Gentlemen, you can be seated. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'm going to call you by chair number, not by name, but by chair number, and I'm going to ask that you answer out loud either yes or no. If you agree with the verdict that was read out loud here in court, you would answer yes. If you disagree with the verdict that was read out loud in court, you would answer no. Starting with chair number 1.
Yes.
Chair 2.
Yes.
Chair 3.
Yes.
Chair number 4.
Yes.
Chair number 5.
Yes.
Chair number 6.
Yes.
Chair 7.
Yes.
Chair 8.
Yes.
Chair number 9.
Yes.
Chair 10.
Yes.
Chair number 11.
Yes.
Chair number 12.
Yes.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Dr. Konig, the verdict of the jury is indeed unanimous and consistent with their verdict. The court judges you guilty of attempted manslaughter in this case. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I am going to send you back into the jury deliberation room one more time. There's a little bit more paperwork that you'll need to complete with Ms. McCallum. I will make myself available. Welcome into the jury room in about 5 minutes in case anybody has any questions. I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have. You don't have to wait though. If you want to get an early head start on your commute home, you're free to do so. When you leave in the hallways of the courthouse, the attorneys might be outside. They're always interested in hearing feedback from the jury. In addition, there's media that has covered this case. There will be members of the media out in the hallway as well. Some of them may invite you to talk about.
And you hear the judge there reading exactly what's going to happen next to the doctor who has been found guilty in this very highly publicized trial. Misty, I'm sure you're watching along with us here, but we are seeing the reaction from the courtroom right now. Walk us through what penalties he's facing here.
So this could be up to a life sentence, Gotti. And what we heard during the trial was Gerhardt Konig's side of the story. And clearly the jury did not put much stock in that. And what I think was really interesting about the closing argument specifically is that both sides, prosecution and defense, said, jury, you've got to use common sense when you go into that jury room. Do these stories add up? Do they make sense? Do they align with the other evidence? So now we see that Gerhardt Konig has been convicted. The defense really attacking the idea that this was an attempt. So the prosecutors had to prove that he actually intended to commit the crime and trying to raise reasonable doubt on that front. Clearly, the jury siding with prosecutors when it comes down to the verdict.
And what do you think this hinged on?
I think his testimony, the testimony of his son, and Gotti, we didn't get to speak about it before, but part of this was the aftermath, which we did see. So the defense really wanted to focus on what was just a he said, she said. It's what happened before the altercation between Ariel and Dr. Konig, because nobody else was there. But then we saw what happened after, and that's where the prosecution really focused. And one of the facts was an 8-hour manhunt, Gotti. And so the prosecutor said, if this was in fact a self-defense situation, if this was in fact something that Konig was not trying to get away from, and he was acting in self-defense because of an argument that went off the rails, why run? Why hide for 8 hours? And a lot of his testimony, when he was on the stand, trying to explain away some of those actions was just not landing. So I really do think that this case really the focus of the jury was likely his testimony and just matching up all of that evidence to see whether or not it was corroborated, finding that clearly the prosecution's case won the day.
Yeah, and once again, if you're just tuning in, Dr. Konig out there in Hawaii has just been found guilty of attempted manslaughter. Misty Maris, thank you so very much for joining us.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.